My name is Donna Olson, and I am currently serving our city as the mayor. I want to let you know that I have a real passion for our library, and it all started when Randy and I moved to Stoughton and had small children. We would take the girls to story time every Friday, and that was their favorite time of the week. The girls got to meet new friends there, and we got to meet new acquaintances in a community that we were brand new to as well. As the girls grew, they used the library for resource materials for all of their school projects. When I went to school a few years ago, I used the library for the resource projects, so it's all a big family circle and it goes around. I'm a lifelong learner, so I love to go to the library and check out new books. I also love to use the library for leisure reading. I love mystery books, and Alex Cross in the Patterson series is my favorite author.
Hi there, I'm Helen Johnson. I've lived in Stoughton all my life and I love reading. When my husband was alive, we both enjoyed reading. He was into his history, I liked mysteries. But one thing that was really nice that Chet and I did for each other is that we respected each other's right to read. If one felt like sitting down reading a book, the other one didn't bug him and say, talk to me, or let's go and do something else, don't ignore me. We respected our right to read, and we enjoyed it very, very much. And many years ago, we used to buy our books, and finally the house was so full of books, I said, this is crazy. I said, why not go to the library? So for many, many, many years I have. I read mystery books all the time. I get at least 4 books a month. They're here for you. They have all kinds of different authors, and they're helpful. You can go online, you can ask questions by phone, you can ask questions online or here in the library. And the other thing that they do that I really like is when you have books out, they send you a notice, a pre-due date notice, so your books don't become overdue. It's a reminder. So the Public Library is special. Stoughton Public Library is extra special. Please use it. Thank you.
My name is Carl Sampson. I've lived in Stoughton all my life. I remember experiences from way back in the 1930s. In the early 1930s, I used to go to the library on Sunday afternoons. Believe it or not, the library was open on Sundays in those days. I would like to have gone to the movie at the Badger Theater, which is now the Village Players, but it cost 10 cents to go to the movies, and I didn't have 10 cents. So we went to the library. It didn't cost any money to go to the library. They had a lot of newspapers in the library. The Capital Times and the State Journal were 2 cents each on weekdays, and both newspapers published on Sunday at 10 cents a copy. But my parents couldn't even afford a 10-cent newspaper on Sunday. But through the years, I've enjoyed going to the library. One of the reasons I like to go to the library, I like to look at the old Yeharas at the Stoughton High School. They carry all the Yeharas from way back, including the Yehara when I was graduated in high school. And it's interesting to look at those old Yeharas way back in 1915 and even before that. But I always enjoyed going to the library. It didn't cost anything. The air conditioning is great nowadays. This afternoon is a very hot day. It's 89 degrees, I understand. And it's very nice to be in the library. It's a shame to be outside where it's so warm.
Hi, my name is Holly Camacho. I work for the Stoughton Area Senior Center. The Senior Center and the Stoughton Public Library work pretty closely in partnering on programming for older adults in the community. One of the services I would say that is most evident at the Senior Center that the library helps us out with is the Dane County Outreach Library Service. And that is a service that brings a rotating collection of books that are large print books, sometimes DVDs, even Wii games, and they bring those in every month, and participants are able to sometimes make requests of what books they would like or movies they'd like to see, and we can make those requests for them. That outreach service also provides home delivery to individuals who are homebound and unable to make it due to physical conditions, so they can make those requests from their home and have them delivered to their house. I refer a lot of people to that outreach service. So not only is the library a great resource for me for work, I really appreciate it in my personal life. A lot of times I come and I take my lunch break here, I read a little bit, I study, I'm learning Spanish, so it's nice to have a nice quiet space to just focus for a little bit. I also really love the LinkCat online system where I can look up books and even reserve them online, so that saves me a lot of time. I guess that's my library story. Thank you for letting me share it.
I am Sarah Rogers and this is Devin, and we come to the Stoughton Library because we love it. We are families of librarians, and so it's in our blood. And the best part that we like is not only the children activities, that he likes the books, but it's also the wide variety of things that they have, from electronics, they have computers, they have DVDs, they got everything. Anything you could ever want, the library has. The staff is so friendly and helpful. They're willing to bend over backwards for us, and even when he's running around yelling a little bit too loud, they don't shush him too much, so we just love the library.
Hello, my name is Merle, and I use the library on a regular basis. I probably come in here at least 4 or 5 times a week just to check the newspapers and see what's going on. And the best article ever was in there was when Chief O'Connor retired, and that was what I really enjoyed, to be able to see that. So use the library, it's a great place, very friendly too.
Okay. Yeah, library is a cool place to come with the air conditioning, and because it has all the info you'll ever need, or someone to tell you how to find that out, whatever your question is, and follow all the links for you.
Hello, my name is Pat O'Connor. I'm the retired police chief of Stoughton. I think what I like most about the library is all of the fun adventure stories that are contained in the library, and they've inspired me to go out and to have my own adventures. Now that I'm no longer the police chief, I don't have nearly as many daily adventures, but by taking trips and being able to share those with others, I think gives a great opportunity to be involved and also to share that involvement with others. So I love the library, and I encourage everyone to use it as well.
I'm
Christine Milland, and I live here in Stoughton. I've lived here in Stoughton about 13 years, and the library was one of the first places I came to visit in Stoughton. I really enjoyed that there was a nice open children's area that I could bring my two little ones. I had an infant and a 3-year-old at the time. And soon after that, the library became my favorite destination when I wanted to get away from those two little ones. Oftentimes on a Saturday afternoon or on an evening when I needed a break, this is the place I would come. Even if I only had a half hour, even 15 minutes, I would walk in and quickly be able to put my mind and body in a different space. I would go up and look at the new adult listings and just immediately be transported from kind of the day-to-day stress into some interesting nonfiction book about travel or a new mystery or a new romance, something like that that would immediately take me away from whatever was going on in my life. So the library became my favorite quick getaway when I couldn't plan a larger trip. I could always run down here for a half hour or so and feel refreshed when I walked out. As I got to know the library and know the staff, I really became aware that in this community, our library really is a community center, and that this is the place where people gather who need a meeting space. Also, all the technology that's here that people might not have in their homes. So this is the place where people come to get access to the internet. As I've spent time here, I've seen people come in and out who are looking for work, and they stop at the adult services desk upstairs and get some reference material. So I've seen our library really do a great job of outreach into the community, of bringing things here that they might not have access to at home. And I can see that they're continuing to do that.
I'm just letting you know that the library used to be a support for me, and it always was. It was a support as a child, it was a support as I grew up and became an illustrator, it was my references. When I got arthritis and I had to go on chemo or go on radiation, it helped me look up things there. The library's been there for my life, and I appreciate it.
Hi, my name is Sarah, and I love this library because they do a lot for the community. And I always come here for DVDs and books. I love to learn. And it's great for anybody.
My name is Angela Hall, and I live in Stoughton, and the Stoughton Public Library has actually been kind of a surprise to me since I moved here. I've never seen so many foreign films in such a relatively small town before, so I've actually been very, very pleased, and that's in addition to the good book selection that they have. It's great.
I've lived in Stoughton. I moved here in 1980 and lived here for several years, made lots of friends, moved away, then got a divorce, and then came back to Stoughton because I consider it my hometown. And one of the best things about Stoughton is the fact that it has a kick library. Now I'm going to go back to when I was a little girl. I mean little, before like kindergarten, walk by myself and go to the library. And to me, you know, when you're a little child by yourself, to walk into that room. Of course, I'm little, so I'm looking up. There were like mountains of them all over. And I, of course, would go into the children's section and get a stack of about 15 or 20 books and look at them all. Because I couldn't read, I just would look at all the books. And I remember staring so hard at every single page and thinking, if I just look at those letters hard enough, I'm gonna know what they say. It didn't work. I needed to learn how to do it. So it made going to school a little bit more fun. And when you look at all those books all over the place, you wonder, and you could go to places that you never existed before. And how do you pick which one of those books that you even go into, even now that I knew how to read? So my first book when I could really read was Johnny Tremaine. So I got American history when I was like in 4th grade, big time. And then as I got older, I would do the same process no matter which library I would go in. And the next book was Albert Camus. So like even before I was in high school, I was already existentialist. I understood it. So libraries for me are not just a regular place. They are a zone where the universe gets to meet, all those minds get to be together, and you get to learn. So of course, going to so much reading and stuff, by the time I was a teenager, I decided I wanted to be a writer. So then you really are glued into the library. Even nowadays, you can go online, but it's not the same as having a hardcover book in your hands with pictures and people, something solid to look at. Also, there's a magazine section right here in the library. I don't want to get subscriptions to magazines. Nowadays, with the landfills the way they are, you can come to the library and get out past issues of magazines. Now, I don't drink and I don't smoke, so where do you go? You can go to coffee shops so much, but I go to the library. And I go to all the libraries, not just ours. I've visited all of them, and all of them have great things. And also, if you haven't been to the library, well, go. Go to a bunch of them. They're great fun.
Hi, I'm Earlene Bishop Colleen. I'm the school library media specialist at Foxbury Elementary School, and when I was a little girl, I was an only child, and I lived in a very small town, but there was this big municipal building that had a huge room that I loved. I walked in 4th grade, when I was in 4th grade when we moved to that town, and I could not believe that there were all those books in that room and that I could take them. It was the first town I ever lived in that had a library. So every Wednesday afternoon, that was someplace my mom would let me go by myself. And so I could walk to the library or ride my bike. And they were open Wednesday afternoon and Saturday, so twice a week, most of the time, I would go to the library to see what was there. And one of the happiest days of my life was when I got to walk into the adult section and read a grown-up book. And I remember that that was a big highlight in my life because nobody was allowed in that section. But I had proven that I could read and I loved it. And so I kind of walked into a library, and you would think I never walked out, but I kind of did vary and think about other things. But then when I was in college, I found it again. And I've spent the rest of my life actually in libraries trying to share them with children.
My name is Becky Baumeister. I'm a sales associate here at Giggles, and I live here in Stoughton. And I am at the library at least twice a week, getting something for myself or my family. We use the online LinkCat almost exclusively, reserving things from all over the state, and we absolutely love that. My daughter loves to go and pick out books, and she's had a library card since she was about 3, so she's been trained early using the library, and we think it's a wonderful resource, and we hope that it stays here in town, and we will continue using it.
Hi, my name's Nancy, and this is Ian. And we love the Stoughton Library. Why do you like the library?
Because I like to get new videos.
New videos. What else do you like to do there?
Play with the toys and look at the fish.
Play with the toys and look at the fish. Yeah, there are lots of nice toys, aren't there? I usually just order what I want online and then come pick it up when they notify me that it's arrived.
My name's Laura Rovin, and I love our Stoughton Library because it's like our second home. Our family are homeschoolers, and so coming to the library is like grocery shopping. It has our staples, but it's also like Christmas because every time we go, we get our fabulous holds, everything that we need, and our community as well. So we're surrounded by family and friends, and we take home all the best presents of books.
Hi, my name is Patricia, and what I like about the library is when I take my grandson there, he gets to use the pirate voice to check out the books.
Hey, you can scan your card now. Ahoy! Ahoy! Scan, ye scurvy dog. Yo ho ho, don't move the item. Arr!
So my library story does not begin with my hometown library of Belvedere, in Belvedere, Illinois, the Ida Public Library. Instead, my story with the library begins with Murphy Library on the campus at University of Wisconsin-La Crosse, where I completed my undergraduate and secondary English education. It served as a quiet space. There were no distractions, especially in the little corner of the basement that I inhabited. It was about the only place in the town of La Crosse where I could be completely immersed in the literature and homework required by my professors and teachers at that time. And that's when it kind of clicked for me. I started to make the library a part of my daily regime. I began taking advantage of library services like LinkCat. The best part about libraries in my life right now is that my wife, currently a public librarian, and she has been graciously helping me to get the books to and from the library on a regular basis. My life story has been entwined with libraries. At any given time, I'm continuously picking up, returning books, DVDs, CDs, equipment to libraries. In between time, I enjoy the glimpses that these materials provide into different worlds. I've relied on a free card available to any citizen lucky enough to be born or live in the United States. Throughout all of these excursions and adventures, I've had to pay very few late fines.
I love the library. It's convenient. They're very friendly down there, and I'm able to get books that I probably wouldn't be able to get anywhere else because they do bring them in for me because I like the large print because I'm getting older and I can read it better, and I really appreciate that.
Hi, my name is Matthew. I come to Stoughton every day for work, usually in the afternoons. I make stops at the Stoughton Library almost every day because, first of all, if it's the winter time, it's warm here. If it's the summertime, it's nice and air conditioned. and they have clean bathrooms. But I also come here because the staff is very friendly. I don't have internet service at home, so I use the free internet service to check my email and various other things like that. As I said, the staff is very friendly, so they've helped me do things like, say there's a book on tape I want to take on a vacation and it's not here, but they could find where it was and help me get it and reserve it for me so that when I went back to Madison where I live, I could get it right away and it was on hold. There's a great selection of garden books at this particular library and I've accessed them many times. It's just a pleasant place to be. Sometimes I bring my book and I sit in one of the nice chairs and read. That's why I like the Stoughton Library.
Hi, my name is Nisha, and I have to say the Stoughton Library is such an important part of our community. I enjoy taking advantage of it, the wonderful, friendly people and the great selection, and the great services they offer to the community. It's a place to study, it's a place to meet other members of the community. It's a great resource for kids, and we'd be lost without it.
The library is very important to the community in Stoughton. I grew up here all my life, raised 3 children. The library's like, it's everything. It's for the kids to get out of school and it's like, you need to go to the library. And we're a small community, and that, I think, for our children, is the most important thing in the world, to have a good library in the community of Stoughton.
My name is Becky Greiber, and I've lived in Stoughton for over 30 years. And I love the community, I love all the friendliness, I love that we have a library here in town, that I can sit at home, go on my computer, pick out what books I want, and if they don't have it here, they'll get it for me. It's just a great place.
Hi, I'm Zeb Gockenbach, and I really enjoy going to the library because it's a great place to get books without having to search for them all over the internet or have to go to the store and buy them, and it's an awesome resource to have, and I think everyone should use it.
Alright, my name is Lucas Riddle, and I enjoy going to the library basically for the free books. Books are expensive these days, and a library card can get you all you need for nothing.
Hi, I'm Denise, and I've been a member of this community since 1970, and when they talked about renovating or building a new library, I felt very strongly that renovating the existing library was a very wise decision, and I was thrilled when they did it. They did a wonderful job, and it's a beautiful facility.
We love the Stoughton Library.
I've had a love affair with the library since I was a little kid, real little kid. It was the biggest thrill in our life when we learned how to print our name, because that means we could take the library books out. It was exciting. My daughter also went to the library, and she remembers getting her first library card because I told her she had to be able to print her name We had wonderful library nights at the library, my daughter and I. I always used the library to get her evening stories, and she looked forward to those. She's 30 now, and she says, "Mom, when I have kids, I'm going to be reading to them like you read to me." When we were moving from the West Coast to here, one of my things was it had to have doctors, it had to have a hospital, and right after that, it had to have a good library. I have used our library here in Stoughton for so many things. I've used them for cookbooks, I've used them for pleasure reading, I've used them for learning how to type again after I'd kind of gotten out of practice. I usually take about 20 books out of the library at a time, okay? I'm omnivorous, I read everything. I'll check out a quilt book, and if it's one I want, I'll check it out at the library. I'll use, maybe I'll take a couple of patterns out, and then I'll go and buy the book because I know what's in it, and I know it's a really great book. Our library is so super because they get new books as well as old books. I can see a book at our library, and I can go down to Borders or Barnes & Noble, and I can see the same book there, which I think is outstanding. I have no idea how long this thing is, but I could go on and on and on. The people that work here call me the library queen, and it's because I love it. I love it. What a wonderful place. I'm so glad Stoughton has the best library. I've used it so often.